So the reason you are poor is because you keep on spending your money on stupid, degenerate things like the latest Gucci perfume, the latest McDonald's cheeseburger, the latest belt, the latest shoes, when you should be utilizing your capital to make it work for you, right? And sometimes it may not be your fault because the system wants you to believe that you only utilize the capital that you work so utterly hard for just spending mindlessly. But in reality, the entrepreneurial mind understands that money flows. Money is a tool. It could be utilized to compound even more of it. And that's something they do not teach you in school. They just teach you just go work hard, get a job, so you could pay for the rents, the groceries, the phone bill, the tax, the gas, and just maybe the latest, Gucci perfume. But they don't teach you that you could utilize it and make more of it.
Exactly. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but the system and everybody, nobody cares and nobody wants to see. You think anybody's gonna look at you and be like, dude, I'm so happy for you, bro. You're freaking a millionaire. No, bro. Nobody cares as much as how much you should care for yourself.
Let me give you an example. Ever since we started this podcast, just completely random people are following, liking, sharing. But the people in our community that we so-called know, our little buddies, no follow, no likes, no nothing.
Bro,
what does this tell you?
Share our videos,
People don't want to see you succeed. People don't want you to see you being better than them, right? And that says something very profound about their own character and their own insecurities.
Exactly right.
Like,
and
bro,
by all means,
go ahead.
Bro, the freaking one of our videos, I saw this, okay? One of our videos had freaking 66 shares. More shares than likes. It had 29 likes and 66 shares.
Very good for the algorithm.
Yeah, very good. But bro, freaking these people in our own community, listen, we have 540 followers as of right now, okay? Or something around that.
We're growing at a rapid rate.
We're growing at a rapid rate. It's only this is the 5th podcast ever.
Over 500, I would say like over 500 followers on Instagram in the past month. Is really good. You know, that means our content's being pushed out there, right?
Mark my words, okay? In 1 month, we're gonna have at least 10,000 followers. And I'm not freaking like over exaggerating. Like this is gonna happen. Mark my words.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go back to the system we were talking about in the podcast. The system, and they want you to just be quiet, shut up, not talk, and just stay in line. But the thing about this podcast is we reject that. We understand the importance of being able to speak your mind without the fear of what this person says, what she says, what he says, what they say. We don't care. We like to speak our minds because at the end of the day, the truth hurts. The truth is clear. The truth hurts. But people just love the comforting lies. That's why there's so much hate on this podcast, because they're looking at their own lives rather than being introspective and thinking to themselves, how can I make a change? How can I do this? How can I do that? They just say and they just hate. And it says a lot about their character.
Exactly. And going back to the hate, the quote I said in I think it was the second podcast, a very strong, true quote, which was, as a man, if you cannot provide, you are completely worthless. There are a lot of people that came to me and hated on me because of this freaking quote. And not even to my face, but I've heard so many people, this whole entire damn community, oh, it's the JMT show, the JMT show. I don't really give a damn. I'm not going to lie, because, a year from now, they're never going to see our faces ever again, because I'm going to be chilling in Dubai just on my freaking yacht. But that's completely besides the point right here. If you are completely broke and if you are poor, you need to understand that you need to do whatever it takes to put some damn money in that freaking bank account. I need to call, I need to email, I need to DM, I need to watch YouTube videos, I need to take notes.
Just one person. A lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you're around 20, 21 years of age, and your parents are still paying for your gas, your phone bill, your food, then you need to literally kiss the floor that they're walking on, right? They don't need to provide for you. You're 18 years of age. You're a grown man, right? You should provide for yourself. But if they're still providing for you, then you need to actually have that genuine respect for them, right? Stop feeling so entitled. Stop feeling like you're all high and mighty, right? You need to, grab yourself and actually pay for yourself. Right?
And self-entitlement is a very big thing that is really holding people back. They think they're too good to really get on their knees and freaking scrub windows. Bro, I did that shit for 4 years of my life. I did that for 4 years, 4 summers straight when I didn't have to. I mean, like I was 13, 14. My dad was providing for me. My dad was working. We're chilling. I didn't have to do it. My mom, my dad were asking me why. But why am I doing it? Because I'm not a little self-entitled bastard. I was literally every single day wake up 8 a.m., 6 p.m., knocking doors, cleaning windows, scrubbing windows, dirt on my shirt. The owner of the house is yelling at me, be like, yo, you missed a spot, you missed the window. Why was I doing that? Because I care about myself. And if you don't start from the bottom and really eat and eat shit at the bottom, then you're never gonna see the fruits of your labor.
Bro,
you're never.
Patience, bro. And patience is very important.
Yeah, patience. Yeah.
Bro, patience. You need patience in general in everything, bro. See, this is why patience. Every wise monk, every great philosopher, every single wise person in all of history, every great mind, every religious figure, every prophet has thought that patience is one of the most important things you can ever have, okay? Without patience, you will go nowhere in life. You won't accomplish anything. You won't achieve anything. You won't do anything. If you can't freaking wait for at least some time, nothing's ever going to be done by you.
And you're not going to be able to accomplish something if you keep on telling people about it, your little brothers, your little whatever, you're not going to be able to accomplish it because they're going to say, oh, it's too risky, it's too hard, you're going to lose money, that's unrealistic, what are you talking about? You got to tune out the noise, my boy. Tune out the noise, understand that God put this thought in your brain for a reason. Not in Jessica's brain, not in Joe's brain, not in Jeff's brain, but in your brain, so it could actually act and work towards it, right? And you can't share it with other, small-minded people.
Yeah, you just can't.
God put it in your brain for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. I want to kind of discuss the concept of brotherhood. These two people right here are the only people that I ever go out with. And I'm a young fellow. I'm 17, right? Most people my age, they have friends on friends on friends. I was like that too. I had a bunch of guys, but I realized these guys, they're going to keep doing the same exact stupid stuff. Like, they're never going to go out of that. I'm like, bro, you, you're about to, be a grown-ass man, 18. You have a beard, bro. Like, can you just take some accountability and understand what you want to do with your life? These people right here, I come to them when I need something. If I'm doing something stupid, they smack me across the face, mentally, yo, what are you doing? Stop slipping up. These are the type of people that you need in your life. You think the most successful entrepreneurs, when they were in their teen years, do you think they had a social life?
No.
Do you think they had a bunch of friends? No. Why? Because everyone thought these people were crazy, and they didn't think like the rest. They weren't a part of the sheep herd.
Yeah, man, you just need to understand that you can't be like the rest if you expect to be the best.
Listen,
I just came up with that.
Yeah, I like that.
In order for you to be exceptional, you have to be the exception. It's literally in the word. You have to be the
exceptional. You need to be the exception.
Yeah, exactly, man. Don't ever expect to be the minority if you are in the majority. How do you expect to stand out if you are the majority? If you are the darkness, how do you expect to be the light that shines in the dark?
Now, with this podcast, you can either take and value from it, or you could just sit back and be like, yo, these guys, these guys don't know what they're talking about. You can do whatever you want. We really don't,
Freaking eat my Doritos.
We're here to, literally help you guys. And for the people that are watching these podcasts, up to podcast 5, I'm extremely proud of you. That means you actually want to sit down and accomplish something.
And we just want to say this to you. We really thank you so much for all the effort.
We appreciate you
even
guys.
the haters.
Every single one of the 540 people that followed us so far.
Even the haters too that are sharing it with their little buddies. What the hell's going on here?
66 shares, 29
we really do appreciate you because you're good for the algorithm, right? You're doing something right in your life when you start receiving hates. When people say to themselves, what is this guy doing? Is this guy crazy or something? Yeah. That's too risky. That's too hard. You're going to lose money. That's how you know you're doing something right. Because if you just stayed silent, just did what everybody else was doing, you're never going to grow. You need to be like that, that root that ejects from the ground and just spurts while everything else is just growing under you.
Yeah, that's a
You know what I mean? As a tree grows, it's going to shed its leaves. Does the tree keep the same leaves all year round? No, of course not. It sheds its leaves every single year. Same thing applies to life. Same thing applies to you. when you grow, you need to shed, the degeneracy off of you, the stuff that's dragging you down, the people that are dragging you down, the bad habits that are dragging you down. You can't keep on holding on to these bad things, right? Because if you hold on to it, what's gonna happen to the tree? It's gonna die, right? It's gonna look ugly. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's gonna deteriorate. It's like a rubber band analogy. My brother here told it. It's like my brother here. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. This is an analogy I love bringing it up all the time. It's like you're stretching a rubber band. The more you stretch it, your hands are gonna close again. Stretch it. You gotta stretch it so much to the point where it rips.
Like you're trying to break free from the rubber band. You're trying to break free, but then what happens to the rubber band? So it smacks right back.
We gotta rip the rubber band and just escape and just go freaking prosper. Like you gotta understand that you're meant for more in this life. I had a fellow. Before I say this, I just popped in my mind. This is a piece of advice. Whenever someone tries to give you advice, listen to their advice, and take it. Don't be closed-minded. Always be open to criticism and be open to taking advice. But by all means, after you're done, take a look at the person who's giving you the advice. Take a look at the person. Do you want to end up like this person? If no, then I don't know about taking that advice, buddy. If you want to end up like this person, if you look up to this guy, be like, yeah, take this guy's advice. Now, one more thing I just want to say. This actually happened to me today. I had a fellow come up to me and start talking to me about the podcast. He goes, he was just hating, right? And it's a guy that I see almost every single day, right? He comes up to me. He's like, yo, I want to talk to you about. I'm like, what's up? I knew about the podcast. Every single time I see these freaking community, they have some shit to say about the podcast. Just please hop off. Let me do what the hell I want to do with my life. Please, hop off. Keep studying, bro. But he told me, he's like, bro, like, you guys are like, what are you guys saying? Like, you guys are saying, like, so aggravated, irritating. That means that he's aggravated by the truth, and he's too scared to listen to the truth. Because what we're saying on this podcast is what's real, bro.
Genuine question, everyone watching this, okay? When is the last time we did not give you good advice? When is the last time we wanted you to be the worst version of yourself? When is the last time we didn't say something that helps you improve as an individual?
Let me just give you a general consensus. This podcast is purely for improving yourself as a masculine young man living in America to achieve his maximum potential. That's it, right? And this is probably going to piss a lot of people off. But if you're not pushing and striving towards your mission deep down inside your heart, then you're not going to equate to anything in your life. Right? If you keep on living towards other people's expectations and you're not living towards your own expectations of what you want to achieve possible. I'm not saying don't listen to other people's advice. By all means, go ahead, listen to their criticism, listen to their advice, because that's a sign of a high intelligence. But if you don't want to be like them, as my brother here was saying, if you don't look up to them as people, don't take their advice. They just want to see you crumbling down to the ground.
Exactly,
right? Okay, let me also bring this topic up as well.
What's up?
Some people say they want the best for you. They're just giving you good advice. But if you look at their own life, if you look at... Wait, let me rephrase that. This is going to piss a lot of people off, right? But when a person gives you advice, they may say, oh, they want the best for you, they want to see you succeed, all these kinds of, yada, yada, yada. But if you look at their lives, they're fat, they're lazy, they smoke. You don't want to be like them. Right? You want to be an aspiring man. You want to be an aspiring entrepreneur. Rather, you should look at advice of people that you want to be like, that you aspire to be like, right?
And by all means, like, take a look at these people and ask yourself, bro, just don't go out, just stop living for other people and caring so much about what other people are saying. Even if it's your father, you should have so much respect for your parents. So much respect for your parents. Don't take my words wrong. You need to literally kiss your parents' hand. Their hand, you need to kiss their hand. But they were raised in a different time. They were raised in the 1970s, 1980s. Now you can literally hop back then in the 1800s. The men used to be, carving salt mines, these huge salt mines by hand, just to get a couple bucks to feed their family. They used to be working in these factories, digging up salt mines and doing this and that so you can put some food on the table. Now what? You could sit on your desk for a couple hours on your laptop typing away, and you can make bands. But you know what? That's too hard.
In the California gold rush, people came from all over across America just to go to California so they could spend countless hours just digging for a little minuscule of gold. Today, you tell a person you can make money from their laptop What do they say? Oh, it's too hard. You tell me that, bro, I'll spend like 72 hours straight just typing away, bro. I don't care.
It's not.
We're living today in the digital gold rush. You need to understand this.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence is going to take over everything. You need to learn how to invest your money. You need to learn how to use artificial intelligence to advance your business, whether it be marketing, advertising, automating. You need to be in tune with reality. Understand what's happening right now. Don't sit on the sidelines watching the game. Play the game, man.
Listen, any day in the arena is better than being like in the freaking stands, okay? Any day where you are the one that's fighting the bull. You are the one that's being watched by thousands of people.
Yeah.
Any day there is infinitely better than being just another one of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching the man get all the attention. Okay?
Why do you guys think on social media the videos that gets lots of recognition are the ones that are posting wealthy lifestyles, rich stuff? Because it's valuable stuff. It's hard to get there. But what's the problem? The problem is people don't see the grind. People don't see the journey, the sleepless nights, the tears of freaking hard work,
Literal
the blood,
tears,
sweat, and
I swear to
tears,
God.
bro. They don't see that. But what do they see? They see the little fancy, luxurious lifestyle. Our most viewed video is of my brother over here showing his watch. That's our
He
most.
worked his butt off.
It's a Rolex, bro.
That's our
And
most.
freaking, I had somebody come up to me and ask
bro.
me, did my daddy buy this shit for me? No, he didn't buy this shit for me. I bought
Bro,
this.
this guy, he worked so hard. He literally told me he used to stay up till 2 a.m. calling people from overseas for his HVAC services, whatever. That's across the point. But what we're trying to say here is you need to stop looking at the flashy stuff and get down and dirty in the dirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Our most viral video is the one showing off the watch. Why is that? Because the people, they just like the little
Catches
easy,
their attention.
flashy things. But they don't like the videos that are actually, with the actual meaning.
That
to it.
teach you how
They
to get
love
this.
the videos that show off the outcome. They show off the
Exactly.
wealthy lifestyle, but they don't like
Yeah.
the videos like
Yeah.
our other clips of us, clipping ourselves, our own podcasts, of how to actually even get there to begin with.
Exactly.
They just like the flashy
other
stuff.
day, yeah. The other day, me and my brothers were at the mall. This was like 2 days ago. Crazy funny story.
Yeah, dude.
And we were at the mall, just walking around, having a good time, getting some dinner together. And we saw like a group of like 100 people just on top of each other, sitting down in these chairs with their blankets, just on their phones
Bro,
like this.
so
Keep
hilarious.
in mind, it's like 10 p.m.
It was
Exactly,
literally 10
exactly.
PM, bro. The mall was- the mall was
This
closed.
is kind of funny. Like, so I asked myself, like, yo, what are these guys doing? So I like lit up, yelled, like, yo, what are y'all doing? And then, you know what they're sitting there for? They're waiting for the new sneaker drop for some stupid store.
my
Like,
God.
oh my God, I literally just yelled, like, you stupid consumers. Like, you have to stop being a consumer.
Yeah,
The security
And learn.
was about to come get us.
Yeah,
He's like,
security was crashing out.
this
Oh,
kid,
yeah, I don't give a damn. I'll
Yeah.
slap the hell out of it.
Yeah, maybe because he was like 65 and he's still getting paid minimum wage.
It's okay.
No. We're not here to. We're not, bro. On
not
this
here to
podcast,
mock anyone.
we're not here to bash people.
Yeah.
You guys need to understand this. We're not here to bash hardworking people. But you need to understand, when we're talking to the younger generation here, like that have an amazing potential. Stop wasting your potential on like stupid things, bro. You have so much potential. The reason you're depressed, the reason you're feeling these kinds of ways, is because your soul and your heart deep down is saying to itself, bro, what are you doing? You're wasting so much time scrolling, playing video games, vaping, talking to these bad people, when you need to tap into the power of your potential, man.
Exactly. And if you're constantly worried about a girl, if you're constantly worried about some girl, bro, you have nothing going for you in your life.
I remember I was at the gym one time, right? I was just lifting my weights, just doing something. All of a sudden, some brother in the community, he comes up to me. He's like, bro, you're not going to have time to work out once you're doing this and this. I'm like, bro, don't tell me what to do with my life. Focus on yourself. Brother, if you don't have time to just go, worry about your health in the gym. If you're not hitting the gym in the big 2025, I don't know what you're doing with your life,
You can
brother.
stay
I can't go a day without going and hitting the gym, man.
I love it hitting the gym. I swear to God, it's like a celebration.
Yeah.
Like I look
Yeah.
forward to just going to the gym, taking my like us.
Bro,
us,
it
us,
makes
us.
any day better. Like, if you're having a bad day, it makes
Go
you have a
hit the
good
gym,
day,
man.
bro. If you're having a good day, it makes your day even better,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Freaking, it makes so much accomplishment. Like, bro, it's like freaking, and you feel so good. It increases your testosterone. It betters your mood. It makes you have a better body. And you feel confident. Like, bro,
just like freaking
what would you rather be?
Jacked, man.
Would you rather be poor and weak, or would you rather be at least jacked?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or just like a poor little weak slave tax paying.
Don't in your brain cannot differentiate between reality and imagination. The point is that you need to start talking to yourself like, yes, I'm the damn man. Yes, I am capable. Yes, I can make $1 million in like a freaking month, whatever. Yes, I know that's a little bit pushing it. Actually, no, screw that. I'm not pushing it. Stop putting limitations on yourself. You know, that's the main point I'm trying to make here is stop putting limitations on yourself because your brain cannot differentiate between reality and your own thoughts.
Yeah, you need to understand that there is no cap to anything. There's no cap to anything. The only reason people think like that is because the people that they're surrounded.
Yes.
The people that they're surrounded by make them think that I'm only able to make $100,000, or even for some people, $100,000 is a lot per year. They're by the people that they're surrounded by, they make them think that making $60 grand a year is the only thing that I can make. It makes them think that 225 is the max that I could bench. It makes them think that this is the max amount of muscle mass that I could put on. No, there's no cap to anything. You always need to understand, how can I develop my character? Just keep increasing, self-improving myself. By all means, a bunch of people are taking this podcast in the wrong way, and if you are, I mean, you're kind of retarded. I hate to break
are
to
an idiot. You're
that
retarded.
is the truth. You're retarded.
You know what you are? You're a tax wage, 37% tax, degenerate consumer slave.
Yeah.
If you're getting aggravated,
slave.
like I said, take a look at your damn life. Throw out the freaking vape, buddy, please. You're gonna be freaking in the damn the hospital the next 2 years from now.
These people are watching our videos. They're like, with their nachos and their vape, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, what are these guys talking about, man? I'm gonna take a sip of my vape. You know what I mean? Freaking, what are these guys talking about?
Stupid.
They share the goddamn video without even freaking liking it.
Yeah.
The video, I told you guys.
So many people have we have more shares than likes on our videos sometimes.
Yeah, literally, bro. Freaking one video has 66 shares and 29 likes.
By all means, all these people in this little stupid degenerate community that we live in, and unfortunately, but I'm not talking about that. I love like the nature and the environment.
It's a blessing to live in America.
It's a blessing to live in America.
We take it not for granted.
Yeah, but exactly.
But we do take it for granted, bro. We gotta always appreciate the blessings we live in.
No, we take it not for granted.
Like we take advantage of it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying, the limited believing community that we live in, they always talk to me about this JMT show. Bro, where's your follow? Where's your like? Where's your subscribe?
Don't freaking like our video.
You know, this is probably going to piss a lot of people off, but I genuinely don't give a singular damn if I offend you.
Yeah.
Why? Because I know deep down inside my heart that I am speaking the truth. I just want to push out this podcast with my brothers to make the youthful young men of America more motivated, more disciplined, and to achieve their maximum potential.
100%.
Listen,
That is it.
Yeah. Listen, if
And do you know what I've realized? I just want to say something related to this. You know what I've realized too when we started this podcast?
Yo, what's up?
Do you know what? We became feared. And I absolutely love that. People that used to come up without hesitation say what's up to me, now don't even look at me. Act like they don't even know me. I walk around, people freaking avoid me. I'm like, we're walking around together with some top G's. People, avoid me. I'd rather be feared than surrounded by a bunch of fake smiles.
I would rather be feared than loved.
Yeah.
In this, general American society. Why is that? Because when you're feared, people automatically show respect to you. But when people are like, oh, lovey-dovey, you like, they're gonna go talk behind your back like some snakes, stab you in the back at any moment, singular damn they give.
Listen,
I'm gonna say this is probably gonna piss off like 90% of people that are watching this. Bro, cut them off. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The people that are constantly bringing you down, talking about the Jessicas, talking about degeneracy, talking about the parties.
Bro, anybody that does not push you to be rich and strong and just to live a better life, bro, freaking cut them off, man.
And it's not even about rich, bro. You gotta remind yourself,
bro, just better, being better.
But being
exactly,
better,
exactly.
Talking about God, how we could be more thankful in our lives. If you're sitting in a group of people and they're not talking about three things, if they're not talking about God, if they're not talking about self-improvement, and they're not talking about how to better themselves financially, physically, just overall self-improvement. If they're not talking about them, those things, bro, simply disassociate from them. Because slowly but surely you're gonna start acting like them, being like them, vaping like them, talking to girls like them.
And you try to tell them your accomplishments in front of them, and they're like, yo, why is this guy trying to flex? But no, y'all just haven't done anything in your life.
Exactly.
You gotta hang around people that are like snappy.
Go, boom, boom, go.
Like, yo, I just made this. Yo, I'm gonna invest it into this real estate property where I have tenants that are paying me monthly, and I'm gonna invest in this and invest in this. Yo, I'm gonna take this buy in the video. Bro, you gotta be people like this.
They gotta like ask you questions like, bro, what do you know about artificial intelligence? How do you use it to automate your business? How do you use it for marketing? How do you use it for advertising? You gotta be snappy. You gotta understand.
Hang around people that are smarter than you, that are doing better than you in life. Because when you talk to them, you're always gonna learn something from them. Always. When you're the smartest in the room, get the hell out the room, bro.
You always gotta be the worst in the freaking room, bro. Because if that's the case, if you are the worst in the room, if you're the poorest in the room, the weakest in the room, there's only you can only get better.
You only improve,
And if you are the best in the room, then you can only get worse, my friend.
Yeah, and you need to learn how to be quiet and listen.
Bro, listen.
With your ears.
Bro.
Be open-minded.
Listen to what the
be
other
open.
Silence is power. Silence is power.
Take off the phone. Take off the music. Take off the degeneracy, the video games, and just be one with your mind.
I saw a video yesterday on Instagram. It was talking about, it was like a neuroscientist. I forgot his name.
Andrew Huberman?
No. It was somebody else. It was like some random neuroscientist, but that's not the point. The point is, he was talking about just sitting in silence, without your phone, without any sound, anything, for 30 minutes, just freaking pure silence, alone, without talking to anybody, without listening to anything. It literally slows down your brain waves, and it eliminates thoughts in your brain, and it makes you feel more peaceful.
Exactly. For example,
and after the 30 minutes, when you're done, you feel more enlightened and peaceful than ever.
For example, Sir Isaac Newton, the physicist that we all know and love. He was sitting under a tree, pure and utter silence, nothing going around, no stimulation whatsoever. All of a sudden, he sees an apple fall from the tree. And then he makes up and articulates the whole equation we use today, we know as gravity. How did he come up with it? Just being and sitting in silence. You need to understand, how can I sit with myself, be with no stimulation? You need to understand, you need to love yourself, man. You need to love yourself, and then that's when thoughts and aspirations and goals are gonna start coming in. And when you sit with yourself peacefully, you're gonna know yourself, and you're gonna know who God is. Everything's gonna slow down. You're gonna look at the trees. You're gonna look at yourself, and you're gonna breathe. And you're gonna be a lot more peaceful, and you're gonna be a lot more in tune with what you want in life.
Exactly. That is a very, very strong point. And I'm gonna kind of talk more about that. But silence is power. Silence is power in this way, when you're sitting by yourself, and when you're surrounded by people. When you're surrounded by people, the person that's always blabbing his mouth the most is 90% of the time probably the most insecure person, probably not doing the best in life. Rather, who's the most dangerous? The silent killers, bro. The people that zip up their mouths and they're just sitting there, just listening, just listening. You need to have a high level of emotional intelligence. You need to be able to understand people. You need to be able, this guy, he's constantly blabbing his mouth. He just knows what he's talking about. Just sit down and listen. Even if you're surrounded by the most intelligent people and you're silent, they're not going to know that you're the least intelligent. If you're surrounded by a bunch of dumb people and just keep silent, they're not going to know that you're the most smartest in the room. So that's what I'm going back to the point, saying that silence is power. You need to really sit down and understand people and their psychological way of thinking.
A very big thing people are missing out on in today's life is they're missing out on self-awareness. A valuable quality many people are missing out on in today's life is self-awareness. Being able to have that emotional intelligence. Understanding that, wait, hold up, I'm wasting time right now. I gotta get back to work. Wait, hold up, I shouldn't be talking to this person. Let me get back to work. Just being off track and then getting right back on track. Being off track, but then getting right back on track. And as humans, this is something very powerful we have. The ability to be introspective. Be able to conscious about your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. right? Many people today in America say, oh, I'm suffering from depression, suffering from anxiety, suffering from all these stupid things. Bro, the cure to this is not the ADHD medicine that the doctors are prescribing you, but pure and utter action. Action beats everything. You need to be constantly moving, especially as a young, disciplined man filled with testosterone and energy. You need to be constantly moving, in the gym, closing sales, working, studying. You need to dial in, my friend. Stay out the house. The more time you spend in the house, the more degenerate you become.
The more Satan gets you.
Exactly. That's a very point you brought up. The more bored you are, the more lethargic you are, the more Satan is gonna start whispering in your ear. Oh, do this, do that, you know. But when you're constantly working, Satan's not gonna be able to whisper in your ear whatsoever. You're gonna be constantly taking action. You're gonna block out the noise, right? And that's something many people are lacking in today's society.
I want to also add one final thing before we wrap up. What I noticed is that criticism is literally one of the best ways you can improve, okay? What do I mean by that? Actually listening to what the other side has to say, listening to criticism. You know how you were talking about it earlier, I think like 10 minutes ago or something. You were talking about how real friends are people that hold you by the neck and tell you what you need to improve on. And tell you the harsh truth regardless of how you feel emotionally. And fake friends, they don't tell you what you need to hear. Bro, because criticism is harsh, but it's what you need to hear in order to actually improve. When you hear your flaws, when people tell you what you suck at, now you know what to target. Now you know what to improve on.
Yeah.
That's why the two smartest people on earth are, number one, the salesman, and number two, the debater, okay? So the salesman, why is he intelligent? Because he's constantly having objections thrown at him back and forth. And he has to respond to them. He has to see what the other side has to say. The other side is looking for anything to object to. Anything. And he has to respond to it.
It's like the car owner thing that you always
The car consumer analogy that I always talk about, yeah. So when this critic basically, he's a consumer, he wants to go and buy a car at a dealership, and he is looking for any blemish, any sort of blemish, freaking anything to criticize. Oh, what's this little spot on the car? Oh, what's this little crack? What's this? Why is there just this little white line on this car? Things that the owner of the dealership, who's been working for God knows how long, for decades, hasn't once even seen in his own lifetime.
Yeah.
This person has just brought up. And going back to what I was saying, so that's the first type of intelligent person, is the salesman. Because they're constantly bombarded with objections that they have to respond to. And secondly, the debater. Why? Because the debater is debating somebody else who's criticizing their position. And they have to respond to the criticisms, and they have to refute the criticisms.
So if you were to take one thing away from this beautiful podcast, it would be this. The truth hurts, and people love comforting lies. That is why you need to be introspective and understand that growth is going to be challenging, but it is truly good for you. Thank you guys for tuning in for this another banger. We'll see you all in the next one.